Hey guys, welcome to the Motor Marvel Pride and Joys episode 3, and this one is a special one cause...
This is special. This is Nick, so nice to meet you guys. This one's a special one because this is a car we have owned in the family now for many years. I think we've had it prior to even I was born.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been a long time there. It's a pretty cool car. It's pretty unique. It's a Lotus Super 7, that's what I call them. And it is actually based off Caterham, if anyone knows the Caterham. But this was actually designed and built by Lotus from Colin Chapman, who was the founder of Lotus back in the day. So it's a pretty unique car. It's pretty cool. A few of you have probably seen similar cars before from Caterham.
Very tiny.
Yes, it is very small, very unique. Look, it's back from 1968, so it's quite an old car. Obviously lacks any modern technology or anything else.
Or
like
any kind of safety or comfort in
Correct.
mind.
Pretty much none of that.
Yes.
But it's a cool car.
Oh, 100% it's cool. Like, it is a very, very cool car.
Yeah.
And I've had the privilege of being driven in this by Nick, and it is pretty cool. Like, it is a very, very unique and very cool car.
But one of the interesting things is I don't think I've ever been in a vehicle where you're sitting so low that when you're in it, looking up at trucks and buses thinking they're going to squish you, you feel like you're in a little go-kart. So it
Well,
is,
technically is.
yeah, it's a very unique, interesting car. And yeah, I actually have a lot of fun when I'm driving. It sounds good, and it's
Tyre size.
twice size. Yeah, well, as you can see, it's got little small ones on the front, and obviously some quite wider ones on the rear. It used to be doing a bit of rallying. So
Really?
yeah, you used to be able to do it like in some tarmac rallies and whatnot. That was kind of what it was used for back in the day.
Yeah.
It was a bit of tarmac rally stuff. But really, other than that, there's not much use to it. You wouldn't really take it out on the track or anything.
No,
Especially-
Nick, can you imagine this on the track?
Yeah, no.
This would scare the living crap out of you.
Correct.
Like, it's just...
Not a track car. I mean, look at even the setup of the car, right? You got this engine at the front here. The distance, it's, yeah.
You'd have to have big cojones to take this on the track.
Yeah.
Yes, you'd have to, 100%.
Look how far, you're sitting on the rear wheels.
You are. Engine-wise, what's under the hood?
Engine, you've got a Ford twin cam. It's a 1500cc.
Yeah,
But obviously like a Lotus spec with some Webers, puts out about 165 horsepower.
in a car that weighs absolutely
Yeah, absolutely
nothing.
nothing. Yeah, and look, it sounds pretty good when it revs out. It's not fast, but it's fast. And
But it doesn't,
it's fast in a fun way, right?
correct. It doesn't need, it's like an MX-5. Doesn't need to be fast. It just needs to put a big smile on your face because it's a bit fun in the corners. It's just a good driver's car.
100%,
It's not about speed with this thing.
Correct. That's
But everything's exposed. Like, if you look down here, all the suspension, everything,
Yeah.
it's all exposed. Nothing's hidden away. Like you said, it's very raw.
And look, Sal, I'd be happy to show the engine, but maybe another time, because that's quite an interesting one to get off. You've got a couple of big clips here and the way it fits in.
Yeah.
It's a little bit dicky to try and get that sort
No,
of
it looks like it. Like,
I think we'll avoid that one for now.
yeah.
But yeah, look, it's also, look, this engine paired with a 4-speed gearbox
Yeah.
that is straight cut gear. So you hear that nice straight cut whine when you're driving it. Very close short ratio.
Almost like your previous Lotus.
Yeah, it's very, notchy and clunky, and driving through that, even if being a 4-speed, it's a really nice, fun, racy feel.
And side exit exhaust.
Yeah, which you always got to watch out for.
Yes, because you burn your leg.
You burn your leg off. So,
And then coming to the rear here.
yeah, part of the fun.
So you've got this, I don't know what that's going to save you if you do roll it.
No, not a lot.
No. I think that's there to help you get into the car because it's absolutely impossible to get in
Yeah,
there.
it's an interesting one to get in on. Only small people can fit in this car. If you are much bigger than probably myself, height-wise, you won't fit in here.
Or even width-wise.
Even width-wise, it is not made for big people.
No.
The wheel pedals are very small, very tight. Even then, trying to get your feet on using the pedals is quite difficult. Strapping in here with a harness.
I just love the tyres. The tyres look like it comes off a lawnmower. They look like lawnmower tyres.
Tires, yeah. Look, it's a very interesting car. Obviously, it was designed from an era where these things were cool. It was designed by the guys who, had that lightness and fun sort of.
Well, that's why Lotus came about. Lotus came about to be light.
Yep.
Right? And is the target, you're supposed to have a sports car that was light. It's supposed to be fun and exciting and trackable.
Yeah.
Right? And be half the price of a supercar, but give you the same kind of feel
Enjoyment,
of a supercar. Like, you know what I mean?
And that's it. These days, these are Caterham kit cars, which you can pick up in.
Which a lot of people put Type R motors in.
Yeah, exactly, right. They're, again, because they're a high-powered small engine.
Yep.
They'll fit in something like this and still give you a lot of potential out of it. So Yeah, look, unique car, but very cool. I love it. It's a bit of fun. Not something you want to drive around
Yeah.
very far or very often.
Yeah.
But when you take it out on a nice sunny day like this, it's a blast.
It's a blast. Can we check out the interior?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's open the doors. Oh, wait, there's no doors.
Come and have a look.
So there isn't much to it, Nick.
No, look, not much to it at all. Like you can see, you pretty much just got your 4-speed here. This is very notchy, very small, doesn't go far. All
Toggle
your-
switches.
Yeah, all your gauges. Look, your left and right turn signal is an actual switch, so you got to push the turn on.
Yeah.
And you got to push the turn off. That's how you'll indicate left and right. Obviously, you got a horn if you want. All your usual gauges, your temp, your RPMs.
And then you got the 3-point harness. Oh, is it? Yeah, it's a 3-point harness.
3-point harness. Yeah.
That is ridiculous. And yeah, let me demonstrate how hard it is to actually get into. It is a bit of a faff.
It is a bit of a faff, and you got to make sure don't sit on.
Yep,
the
don't
harness.
sit on the harness.
Pull this one up.
Yep.
In you get.
Oh, seat's hot. Yes.
And here we go. Ready? Well, we're going to strap you in over this way. And strap you in over this way.
And then you buckle this in.
You probably need to unlock it first.
Oh, that would help, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Yep, it's unlocked.
Yep.
So that's
it.
in. That's in. And that's in, and then
You're ready to rock and roll, mate.
no.
Let's say get out. You don't need to lock it.
Yeah, why are we going to take it for a drive?
Are we going to take it for a spin?
We have to. We have
can
to show
take it
them.
for a spin.
We have to show everyone what it drives like.
All right.
So other than that, let's take this
Yeah.
for a drive.
Sounds good.
Oh, big engine.
All right. You ready for this?
Yeah. Excuse the bounciness and the loudness. I actually have to hold the camera. It does sound nice.
Hear those straight cut gears as
Yeah.
well?
For a very small motor, it sounds very nice.
Yeah.
But that's because there's no resonator,
Nah.
no cat, nothing.
Yep. Whoa. How low do you feel to the ground, Sal?
Very low, and my feet are very warm. It's because the engine's right there.
Yep. You literally got your feet under it. I'll try to go gentle for you here, mate.
Yeah, I know, because holding this camera is. It sounds really nice.
It's a cool sounding car, right?
It's got a really nice. It wants to rev out, but you can just hear, like, it wants to rev. Pretty bouncy.
Yeah, the suspension's quite stiff. I don't think it's made for
Well, no, it's so comfortable in here. I'd definitely drive this on long journeys.
No. Just waiting for a bit of traffic here.
It's actually, you can actually feel the heat from the engine.
Yeah,
Very much so. Keep going. So ready, listen to this, guys. That sounds nice.
it's a cool sounding car.
It's so, but on the high RPMs, it sounds really, really good.
Yeah.
So this car is 1970, like what would you say,
1968.
1968.
Yeah.
Okay, so this came out the same era as Nick's
Dodge.
Dodge Charger, which we have previously filmed on the last episode.
Yeah.
And the difference in cars, like you just think about it, his was a stupidly powerful and ginormous, no aerodynamics, and you just see the complete difference between European to American.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's two different cars
Yeah.
made for two very different purposes.
Yeah. Like the complete difference between two cars. Okay,
Yep.
so we've got America that doesn't really care about like handling at that era. Never cared about handling. Never cared about aerodynamics. And it was all it was about was creating a much noise as you possibly could,
Yep.
and as much attention as you possibly could,
Yep.
and having the most like absurdly crazy looking car.
Yep.
And when with the Europeans was like, how can I make the car the lightest, the fastest, and I just got smacked in the face with a pepper.
With a rock.
With a rock.
And I've just taken us down a dead end, Sal.
Dead end.
That's all right. You want to see how fun this is? Trying to do a change. That's to reverse.
The reverse. Yeah, like I was saying, like you then you stalled it.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
It does a bit awful. Yeah, like the Europeans completely different. Like their makeup of what they were trying to make at that was still today.
Yeah.
It's light, fast, aerodynamic, and go around a track as fast as possible.
Yep.
So there's very, very, very polar opposites, like between the two. They're very different. Try not to fall out of the seat. I will say that is a very, very nice motor.
It sounds amazing.
But I can't help to say it again. I've just been flinged by another rock. You honestly don't want to be bigger.
No.
If you're too big, you're not fitting, and even if you do fit, your arms are going to be hanging out the side.
Yep.
The thing is, like Gixstar, like this car, they don't make cars like this anymore.
Probably for some good reasons, I would think.
But this is fun.
It is fun, but it's also sketchy.
Yeah, very sketchy. But it's an enjoyment to drive. Like, it puts a smile on your face. Everything's so impractical, let's be honest. It's the dumbest,
Oh, yeah.
like you can't fit barely in it. It's so uncomfortable. It's absurdly loud, right? You barely have a windscreen, and you're constantly getting hit by rocks. But it's fun as hell.
Yeah.
Like, you don't care about that. And look, to be fair, like Jeremy Clarkson has said back in the day, a car without flaws doesn't have a personality. It has to have flaws because then it makes it real. It makes it like a human being.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Human beings aren't perfect, and if a car has imperfections, it makes it more human-like.
Yep. I'd agree.
And on that, I think it's a freaking awesome car.
What do you think? Have fun?
Yeah.
All right, Sal. So, what did you think of your first experience in the Lotus Super 7, mate?
It's a very fun car, and like I said when we're on the drive, all its flaws makes it have a personality and makes it human-like. And that's what's good about these old cars, and this is what's missing with modern cars, is that they're trying so much to perfect them, but sometimes a little bit of error isn't a bad thing.
No, I mean, it has its pros and cons.
Yeah.
So this was a car of the era that did some interesting things. A little bit out of place in its current era, I would say.
Yes.
But, mate, listen to it and you're driving. It's fun. It's engaging. It's a fun little car. I enjoy it, but like we said, probably for the small trips, not the long trips.
Yes, very, very much so. And you're awfully close to each other.
Yes, we are. Friendly with the person.
Yeah. Other than that, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll catch you on another episode of
Motor Marbles, Pride and Joys.
Pride and Joys.
Thanks, guys.